You will have the capability to create core plans for your classes. Core plans would document your approach to instruction, curriculum, and the environment, what we do for all of our students. Now let's take a look at how to create and/or modify core plans. From the left navigation pane, click on the school, just click one time. Find your name, click just once. Classes will appear, and whichever class you want to look at. In this case, let's use the English Language Arts Grade 1 as an example. Click it just once. This may take a little bit longer, but wait for it. And now in the right data pane, I will see that class's information. Each individual student is listed. You'll see how they are doing across each general area of need. Graduation is the exception here because we're elementary, and that's only going to appear for high school. If I click on the header, it will sort. You'll see in this case the reds are grouped together. A lot of red in this class, which is probably a good idea if I problem solve that I need to consider a core plan or even modify an existing core plan. If you hover over, you will see what is triggering the alerts. What's making this red, for example? What's making this yellow? Why are these green? And so forth. I can go here and expand. Let's say in this case I want to see additional data. You can use the arrow over on your keyboard, or you can go down here and scroll over. In this case, I know that I want to see the most recent language arts grade, so I'm going to pin that. I can scroll back over. I can collapse this back, and now I can sort by the general area of need. If I were curious, I could sort by the Q3 grade. Regardless, I have safely concluded that I want to consider a core plan or modifying an existing core plan. Now, how do I know I have a core plan? Click on Core Plan, click on the General Area of Need, and in this case I will see there's one that's already existing. In this box here you can put information that's helpful to you. I am going to go ahead and indicate this is a revised core plan. The begin date will actually be today, and I will save that date. By saving it, I can now go in here and add or edit information. I will have the opportunity to select up to 3 instructional practices. Instructional practices will cover instruction, curriculum, and environment. Once again, that is the ICE of ISIL. It is also aligned to ETF, Effective Teaching Framework, that you should be familiar with. Originally, I selected integrated curriculum. If you click on the question mark, you can see what that information is about. I've now realized through some problem solving that I need to be a little more specific in my approach, particularly with literacy. If you look here to the right, these numbers are Hattie's effect size. The higher the number, the more impactful the instructional practice. For literacy core plan, I'm going to choose non-linguistic representations. We need to work on vocabulary development as well as phonics instruction. I have 3 total. I can now finalize the core plan. If I wanted to print a class summary document, I can do that as well. If I were to click on that, that would open a document I could then print off in case I wanted a hard copy for some offline problem solving as a reference in a PLT discussion, etc. I'm going to now return to Explorer, and my core plan is in place for literacy. Just as I did before, I could sort in math, I could sort in behavior, and I could consider core plans for them as well. In this case, I'm going to do it in the area of behavior, and for a couple reasons. One, in this situation at this school, we have decided to address classroom behavior and the overall learning environment as part of our school improvement plan. Even though these students are showing as green, maybe I'm doing some good things up front, or it's still early into the quarter or whatnot, I don't want to lose that. I can also see here that even though their classroom behavior may be appropriate, their attendance is not looking that good. So something is happening that's keeping them from coming to school. Maybe it's their experience before, but we want to make sure this environment is welcoming and encouraging them to come to school. There's also a possibility that by not being in school, it's also impacting their performance in other general areas of need. So if we click Core Plan, you'll see at this time the only core plan areas I can choose are literacy, math, and behavior. I'm going to choose behavior. Let's say this is my first period class. I'm going to put tomorrow as the date. I will click Save. Once I click Save, I now have the instructional practices displaying. Once again, that is aligned to ISIL. It's also aligned with the effective teaching framework. I can choose 3 total, and I must choose at least 1. I'm going to look very closely at environment. In getting to know these students in the first few weeks of the quarter, I realized that they have an issue with getting up and feeling motivated to come to school. I'm the first period teacher. I'm focusing on building relationships. What's that mean? Click the question mark. I am focusing on a 4-to-1 ratio of positive comments. And I've decided to integrate, even though it's high school, a class meeting, because I want these students to feel like this is our classroom. Those are the 3 I'm going with. I'm going to finalize my core plan and return to Explorer. So let's say after that problem solving, I realize that I need to go in and reconsider what I've done for the literacy core plan. I teach them English 4. I had noticed originally some things were happening in their science and or social studies classes. So there was something going on with their content reading, and I was trying to address and integrate that in the core plan. But now I'm realizing that the attendance issue and the fact they're not making it to school is likely impacting their learning as well. So if I click on core plan, choose literacy, you'll see I designated this was first period. I will indicate this is being revised. I'm going to tweak it and put it into effect the following day. Click Save Date. Go back and review what I'd done before. I had chosen the bell ring to warm up because they were struggling to get to class on time or struggling to get to school at all. I wanted them to feel connected and have a sense of urgency and getting something out of being in class. I had chosen integrated curriculum because I wanted to integrate some of those other subject areas. I've also decided I'm going to do social skills. What is that? Click on this and get a better idea what's going on. This is something I can integrate organically through writing prompts, reading discussions and selections and whatnot. So I am now going to finalize this core plan. And having done some additional problem solving and reevaluating my solution or solutions, I'm going forth with some new plans. Return to Explorer. Takes me back to where I left off. And I could also consider looking at how maybe I can even integrate and support things with regards to math. However, I'm teaching them English. That may be something that at the school level we've decided is left to the specific mathematics instructor.